just know me, yeah, I know.
Good morning. Good morning all over the place. Did you know that once upon a time, way, way long ago, that I was your age? Yeah, you wouldn't think so, right? I've just always been gray-bearded, bald guy. Yeah? And I used to come up like you guys are right now for children's sermons. Now, when I was little, long time ago, when we came to the front for children's messages, we sat very still and very quiet. Because, well, part of it was my dad was the senior pastor, and I better behave myself. But also there was just a different way about being in the church, and we knew that if there was ever a question that we were being asked, there was always only one answer that the pastor was really asking us for. One word. What was it? Jesus. Always. Right? The question, the answer is always Jesus. Does that feel like it sometimes up here? In fact, it got so familiar that I once heard a pastor who was talking about doing a children's sermon, and he was trying something different. And he said, what's brown and furry and runs around in trees? And the answer that he was given was? Jesus. Kind of silly, right? Is that the right answer? What's brown, furry, and runs around in trees? No, what's brown, furry, and runs in trees? Squirrels. Monkeys. Yep, if it's black, white, and furry and runs on the roof, it's raccoons. I woke up to that this morning. That was fun. I was going to tell a story. I'm going to skip that story. Yeah, raccoons are tough. Is Jesus the answer to every question? No, there's all sorts of questions that's not right. Sometimes the answer is...
If it's 1 plus 1, it's not Jesus.
1 plus 1 isn't Jesus, right? Right? There are just, sometimes it's squirrels, sometimes it's monkeys, sometimes it's raccoon. Sometimes the answer is 2.
What's maybe 1, 2, 3 would make 13. It's not, no.
Yep.
And then
Not 13. Yes, it's not Jesus. It'd be 13. So we'll work with that. So there's all sorts of questions that Jesus isn't the right answer for. But those are questions like, what's in the tree? And how do you do math? And what's the math about? And all sorts. But when we come to the church, the pastor always tries by the end of the children's sermon, and hopefully the big people sermon too, to come back to the point of what's the answer. And the answer really is Jesus. We do come around to that point. And that's because those are the questions about faith. Remember, the answer is Jesus. So let me ask you these questions and see if you have the answer for them. Who is it that always loves you? Jesus. Who is it that always forgives you? Who is it that always saves you? Who is it that is always with you? Right, Jesus. God is always with you. In the story we're going to read this morning, Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life. I am the way and the truth and the life. That means that the answers that we often look for in this world about what matters does come back around to knowing what Jesus did and who Jesus is. And so this morning, even though I made a little bit of fun of it at the beginning, the answer that we come to is what? Jesus. That's exactly right. Let's say a word of prayer, shall we? Did you say it first? It was a good job. Well done. You said it first. I like that. Good job. Dear Lord, thank you for showing us the way, the truth, and the life. Help me to remember that you are the answer to faith. Amen. Hey guys, thanks for coming up. It's good to see you.
Jesus, love me.